Yeah.
Gracious God, creator of the universe, and yet the lover of my soul. Alpha and Omega, and yet I can call you friend. I don't have to beg you for anything, but I can thank you for everything. God, I thank you because this is the day that you have made, and I can rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for this day of magnificence and glory and splendor. God, I thank you for life, health, and for strength. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for peace, love, and joy. I thank you for the essence of you that envelops me right now, from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. We thank you for this day of manifestation. We thank you for the day of revelation. We thank you for the day of impartation. We thank you as you move in the midst of your people to bring us to the greatest times that we've ever seen since the foundation of the world. Thank you, Lord, that for this time and for this season, you've allowed us to be a part of your move in the face of the earth. I thank you, God, for the revolution that you're bringing forth, God, even in the midst of the earth right now. And I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing in this hour, because in the last days, saith God, you said you would pour out your spirit on all flesh. And so now we thank you for the pouring out. God, I thank you for the rain and the move of your spirit. I thank you for fresh oil. I thank you for new wine. I thank you for the new thing that you're doing. I thank you now that it does spring forth. I thank you, Lord, that you've called us to be the head and not the tail. You've called us to be above only and not beneath. You've called us to be the lender and not the borrower. You've called, God, that our storehouses would be full and increase. God, I thank you because even I decree and declare that the people under the sound of my voice, even now, are moving in the might of your strength. Not by might nor by power, but by your spirit. I thank you for those that are the sons and daughters of God that are called because they walk not after the flesh, but after your spirit. I thank you for the rising up of the people of your kingdom. I thank you that your kingdom come. I thank you that your will be done, even now in earth as it is in heaven. I thank you, Lord, because you are moving in the midst of your people mightily as never before. Raise us up, oh God, to the standard of what you've called us to be. God, I thank you for the standard of greatness. I thank you for the standard of holiness. I thank you for the standard of moving as the sons and daughters of yours, and not as vagabonds, not as those that never knew you, not as those that are confused and confounded, but God, those that know who they are in you. I thank you for the knowing. I thank you, God, for knowing you. I thank you for knowing your presence. Thank you for knowing your Holy Ghost power that gives us the ability to be successful. Your anointing that gives us the power to rise up and be called blessed. Thank you for that is in us. Thank you, God, for all things that pertain to life and godliness. Thank you because we are not confused. We are not deceived. And we thank you for that clarity of mind and the clarity of vision that allows us to walk forth as kings and queens, as princes and princesses in the kingdom that walk in the earth. We thank you that we are your beloved and we rise up as the apple of your eye. We rise up, oh God, as those that you love with all of your heart. And God, we love you back. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for soundness of spirit. I thank you that healing is our bread. Healing is our deliverance. By the stripes of Jesus, we're already healed. And we speak forth that healing even now for those that need it. Thank you, God, for every stripe that was taken. Thank you for the bruising. Thank you that he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. God, with those same stripes we declare and we speak healing in Jesus' name. We give you glory, we give you peace, we give you honor, we give you blessing, we give you might. We ascribe all of these things unto you because they are yours. Thank you, the fruit of my lips giving thanks unto your name, ever giving you all that is yours. Glory, honor, power, dominion, majesty. It's yours. I decree it and I speak it. In the mighty name of Jesus, it is so. Amen and amen.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to welcome you to today's edition of Yes, You OQ. It's one-on-one, just me and you. I am your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman, and I'm so glad that you joined me on this fine day. Yes, this fine day is Wednesday, y'all. We're already to hump day. Wednesday, October the 27th. You might as well say October is gone. In the year 2021. And I'm so glad that you joined me here on this morning. I'm so happy to see you in the Lion's Den today. And listen, you didn't have to come by, but you did. And I just want you to know that I appreciate you and I say thank you. And I want you to know how happy I am that we're here together on this morning. Now, you know, we had to buy some furniture, and this has been a good week of being able to share and get a few more lips, hips, and fingertips in the chair. And so this morning, we want to start right off and start this thing the way that we do it in the Lion's Den with our second runner up. Yes, the one that's going to get that first seat in the love seat. Lots of love in the Lion's Den. Second runner up in the Grandpa Holmes' love seat is, oh, let me give you some volume. None other than DJ Onyx Hart. You are the runner-up, and you get a seat on the love seat in Grandpa Holmes' chair. Now, y'all come on and give him some love, y'all. Y'all give him some love because I appreciate him. I appreciate him for making his way into the Lion's Den early this morning. He came in here 2:58 a.m., y'all. 2:58 a.m. DJ Onyx Hart got his lips, hips, and fingertips in that chair. Now, let's go to the first runner-up. And I tell you what, I'm checking this one out because I mean to tell you, she's hanging in there. Since she came in, she's coming in with gangbusters. And the first runner-up to get those lips, hips, and fingertips on the love seat in Grandpa Holmes' chair is none other than Miss Fabulous. Y'all know her as Mel Holiday. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta get accustomed to this love seat, y'all. I gotta get accustomed to the love seat. Let me roll it one more time. Miss Fabulous Fabulous, otherwise known as Mel Holiday, you got a spot in the love seat. Come on in here, and we appreciate you. Yes, Mel, you did it. You did it. You did it. Miss Fabulous, you did it. And good morning to you at 12:45 in the a.m. Mel Holiday, otherwise known as Miss Fabulous, got her lips, hips, and fingertips onto the love seat in the Lion's Den. Now, y'all know how we do it. Y'all know how we do it. And at the end of the day, there's only one Grandpa Holmes' chair. And the chair this morning, are you surprised? None other than Shelly Thunder. Yes, Shelly Thunder, you are the winner of Grandpa Holmes' chair. You are the queen of the chair. Undisputed, definitely. You are the winner of Grandpa Holmes' chair at 12 o'clock a.m. sharp Central Standard Time. She was in the Lion's Den saying, good morning. Yes, straight up midnight, 12 o'clock a.m. Shelly Thunder was saying good morning. And I'm telling you, these babies ain't playing up here in the Lion's Den. So I love you guys. Thank you so much. This has been just a marvelous opportunity to see you all come in and just knock the ball out the ballpark here. Y'all ain't playing up here in the Lion's Den. Now, I saw something fly by, and I haven't looked over there in the, your eyes were wide open. Shelly Thunder, I see you. Your eyes were wide open. Now, look at here. While we're here in the Lion's Den, before we get moving forward, I just want to come here because listen, there's a reason to celebrate, y'all. It's a reason to celebrate. I saw Dalen 628 say it's time for graduation, and I want to congratulate you. Commencement, graduation, you did it. Congratulations to you, Dalen 628. If I saw that correctly, I think that was you. Congratulations. I ain't mad at you, sis. That's right. Get your stuff together. Come on up in here and do it. I just want to appreciate you for doing something as you further your life and get closer and closer, really, to whatever your goals are. I'm so happy for you. I want to congratulate you. You are doing an awesome job. I'm gonna get some fireworks in here. For you, sis. And at the end of the day, Big Moochie, baby.
Big Moochie, baby. Hey,
come on, Dalen. Big Moochie is celebrating you, Dalen. We're gonna step on over to the right and then step on over to the. Come on. Congratulations. Walk it on back.
Step back, step up, now turn, now walk it on back. For my MCs, for my SCs, this is for my motorsport truck clubs and SUVs. This is for them van clubs, car clubs, RCs. This is for the roller skaters.
Hey.
This is for my SCs.
Yes, Dalen, Big Moochie, baby, is for you this morning. And we congratulate you in the Lion's Den. We love you, sis. We love you. And congratulations to you. I'm so proud of you. Keep up the good work. And listen, we're always about honoring and acknowledging and appreciating those that continue to build themselves in the Lion's Den. It's beautiful. It's all love over here. And again, congratulations. Now, I want you to do what we normally do. Get your coffee cups out. Because you know how we do it. We just like to say good morning to everybody. We want to say good morning to everybody in my chat in the Lion's Den. So I see you, Mel Holiday. I see you. Good morning to you. BTD Mom, I see you. Good morning to you. Stacy 546, I see you. And good morning to you. Royal Confessions, that's my iron, y'all. I see you in the Lion's Den, and good morning to you, truck driver. Yes, truck driver, otherwise known as Mufasa. I see you, my brother. Good morning to you, and come on in the Lion's Den. And there she is, Shelly Thunder. I see you this morning. Come on in here. I love you, and I see you, DJ Onyx Hart. Come on in the Lion's Den. Nancy, oh Lord, Nancy done came in. You were making waffles and big... Listen, Big Moochie will make you move, baby. Big Moochie will make you move. I ain't mad at you. You just started twerking, but I think you got twerking in your spirit. Here we go. I appreciate you, my old faithful. I should really say young faithful because she's not old. Young faithful, the Rebel Inc. That's my mod extraordinaire. That's my Ace Boon Coon. That's my number one. That's my one that just no matter what, thick and thin. Honey, she said stick and stay till they carry us away. Yes, that's the Rebel Inc. And I love you. I love you. I love you. Listen, let's keep going. I see Aguna Badger. That's my brother. I love you, and I see those coffee cups out. Kinetic K, I appreciate you so much for being in the Lion's Den this morning, sis. Come on in here and get your coffee cup out. Get your coffee cup out. Get your coffee cup out. I'm coming on up. I see Anita Harvey in the Lion's Den. I see you, sis. And yes, we're celebrating her. Dalen 628, thank you so much for coming in the Lion's Den. Rashida Renee, I see you, I see you, I see you. My pastor from the ATL, none other than Kim Possible, and anything's possible when Kim Possible is on the scene. Oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven. Come on, sis. Tall Pumps. Tall Pumps is in the room. That's my sis, and I appreciate you for being in the Lion's Den this morning. Come on in the room. Sheila Miles, all the way from the East Coast, is in the Lion's Den this morning, and I want to say good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Yes, good morning to you. I think if I didn't mention DJ Onyx as a streamer, I want to stop right now and tell you, please, please, please follow this brother. He is a streamer. I was out there with him on yesterday evening, and he will bless your whole life. Please follow and like his stream. I see my brother from another mother. And yes, I call him Mr. Integrity. Bishop Ronald B. Andrews is in the room this morning, and I'm so glad to see you. I'm so glad you're here. I love you. And I tell people this all the time, and I mean it with the utmost of sincerity. If you've ever had your faith challenged and you've ever been shattered by believing in humanity, you just want to meet Bishop Ronald B. Andrews because he's the real deal. I'm telling you, that's why I call him Mr. Integrity. He will restore your faith because, I mean, he is a whole man and a whole man of God, and I appreciate that, brother. He is a blessing. Thank you, sir, for coming in the Lion's Den. And you know, he's the first one, I think, that broke the streak and got his lips, hips, and fingertips in Grandpa Holmes' chair one day. He just snuck right on in there, and he did that thing. Good morning to you, Bishop. Now, I'm coming on up. Rashida Renee and Ray are in the room. The Gift, Nathan Lamont. I want to say good morning to you. That's my squalor, y'all. That's my squalor. And I'm going to tell you what. I love this baby. I just absolutely do. He is just an awesome gift to the body. He's an awesome gift to me. I love you, Nathan Lamont. I see. I'm going to check that. You made a statement in there. I'm going to come back and read it a little bit later on. But God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Stacy 546. That's my friend, y'all. And I love you, Stacy. Thank you for being in the Lion's Den this morning. And I always have a heart for caregivers because that's a special ministry. I have had an opportunity to operate in that space, and it is a special ministry. The fact that you get up every morning before you take on your caregiving responsibilities, I just want you to know I appreciate you for that. I appreciate you for that, and that means the world to me. I hope that's something that we say uplifts you and gives you strength for the rest of your day. Nancy Jackson is already in here cutting up, y'all, and so, you know, at the end of the day, we just know the babies ain't got no act right. They ain't got no act right. Mel Holiday has come in as Miss Fabulous, y'all. So if you see Miss Fabulous, that's her Twitch name. She went out there to Twitch and got her an account. And I ain't mad at you, sis. I'm not, or actually she did that in Discord. I'm not mad at you. So thank you for coming on in the room. Now, as we get all of this, listen, DJ Onyx Hart already said the act right. The act right. Where's the act right? That's what I want to know. Where is the act right? Come on in here. I love y'all. Yes, Royal Confessions. I'm telling you what, I love you too, Stacy. You are just a blessing, and thank you for coming in here. And when y'all see her duck out, that's exactly what she's doing. She's ducking out of the lion's den because duty calls, whether it's on schedule or off schedule. Y'all know how it is when you're a caregiver. Whenever the need arises, you have to respond. So that's how that rolls, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Miss Fabulous BTD Mom, that's the name she took on, and I just love it. I just absolutely love it. Miss Fabulous is in the house. Now let's get this party crack-a-lackin'. You know how I do it. I like to get some music. I like to get some music up here in the Lion's Den so we can have a little sound to move by and groove by before we start talking about what happened. What had happened was, what happened in the streets while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. Let's get this party crack-a-lackin'. Here we go, y'all. Here we go. Now, it was reported to me, this first story I'm going to start with that kind of threw me a little bit off. They are saying that the Earth is slowing its rotation down. The Earth's rotation is slowing down. I said, what? Now, as we look at this, and this is from the space researchers looking back at planet Earth, and they have all of this elaborate equipment whereby they can observe and time. That explains a lot. They can tell the precise speed by which the Earth is rotating, slowing up or speeding down. Oh, Joe so fab, come on in the room. I'm so glad to have you in the Lion's Den. Mad love to you. Blessings. Now, get your coffee cup out, Joe so fab. Get your coffee cup out. That's how we do it over here in the Lion's Den. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black because we tell it like a T-I-Z-Tis. Now, I looked at that. This is what was interesting about this story, though. I looked at that and I said, okay, so how does that impact the Earth? A lot of the, as Nathan Lamont said, the gift said, this speaks to a lot of the hurricanes and a lot of other things that we see happening in the weather from these adjustments that we've had. But now this is what took me off, and maybe y'all knew this, but I didn't. So they're saying that the Earth has slowed down by up to 0.5 milliseconds. The Earth has slowed down up to 0.5 milliseconds. And I was like, wow, that's really interesting. And that, I want to say, yes, it's just in the first half of 2021. In the first half of 2021, y'all. I mean, this is some riveting, stuff here. Now, what I didn't realize is this, that they adjust our seconds. That was my question. So how do we adjust the time? And what they do is they adjust the quality, or the quantity of a second. I mean, this is... Did y'all know they out here adjusting the seconds? You know, when I came up, Michelle Browno is in the room. Come on in here. That's my quiet storm. I love you, sis. I love you. Come on in the Lion's Den. And I know you on your way to work, but thank you for stopping by. Now, I did not know. I really didn't. And this may be just absolute ignorance. Yes, Joseph Fab, the gravitational pull. And so I did not know that they were adjusting the seconds. So, you know, when I was, you knew work was longer last night. Hey, control is everywhere, Guna Badger. So I looked at that and I was like, okay, so when I was growing up, they used to tell us to count 1,000, 2, 1,000. If you didn't have a clock, they said if you put 1,000 in that space, that you'd be somewhere pretty close to that 1 second. So I'm looking at that and I'm saying, y'all just up and adjust the seconds? You just up and adjust the seconds? So listen, that whole element of time, I don't know how they do that, Kim Possible. And then other than the fact that I went out in the science section this morning and was looking around at what was going on in science while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, I wouldn't have seen this story. And that's one of the reasons I said I want to share this with you all, because as space scientists are really looking and saying that we are slowing down. And I don't know, somehow in my shondo, I feel like 0.5 milliseconds in just the first half of 2021. I think that's pretty significant. So I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled on that, because I'm really fascinated with this idea that we're slowing down on the Earth, on the axis. So I'm like, listen, that rotation, y'all start messing with that rotation and a whole lot of stuff starts happening. And as Nathan Lamont, the gift, said earlier, it really does explain a lot of things, particularly the weather, because all of that drives our gravitational pull. That revolution and that rotation on the axis is what drives that rotation, that gravitational pull. So they've been doing daylight savings for years, leap year, milliseconds. I got you, Tall Pumps. I just never really thought about it, Tall Pumps, and I think that's probably what I think was really fascinating when I read this story. The fact that they are not just set your clock up an hour, set your clock back an hour, but even the idea that they're adjusting our seconds. I'm like, hey, who knew? So for all of y'all, many of you are already, and I consider myself to be fairly knowledgeable in the sciences, but I'm gonna tell you, it took me 58 plus years to realize they just change the seconds whenever they want to. So, or they feel like they need to adjust and adapt for whatever's going on in our environment. So there you have it. And I understand why God doesn't work in time if we just change it whenever we get ready to. Lord Jesus, we just, just shave a little bit off here, add a little bit over there. Who knew? But nonetheless, I want you to stay aware. I wanted to share that with you because I was oblivious to that. So at the end of the day, we are slowing down, so expect strange things happening. But at the end of the day, I also feel like you came across a couple of scientists, not main media, looking at what's going on with the Earth normal. Come on here, Aguna Badger. And I appreciate that. If you hear something, Aguna, if you hear something, man, and because listen, it just so happened today, I flipped over to the tech and I flipped over to the medical to see what was going on in our world. And so that they caught me unawares, y'all. So I said, okay, spiritual thought leader, you got to wake up. You got to wake up, because here you got to pay attention. They shaving the seconds down, y'all. So there you have it. That was a story that I wanted to lead out with this morning. Who knew? So now you know. If you don't know, now you know. We are slowing down. Whew, I tell you, that's a lot to think about. That's a lot to take in. Now, at the end of the day, there's some other things I want to talk about that was happening. Now, this I also want to pull out while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. And I feel like this has a lot of impact for Black folk, because, they put us on these medications and they just pump us full of lead. They pump us full of whatever's in there. And I want to say this, and I'm glad Michelle is in here because she may have heard of this and maybe can give us some more enlightenment. But I just want you to know that one of the companies, one of the pharmaceuticals, has come out and they are pulling their hydrochlorothiazide. And if you got high blood pressure, and if you on that med like I am, because it's when I read this story, I hurried up and ran over to my medicine to see who my manufacturer was. And they're saying now check your medicine cabinets because they are finding out that there is a recall. I'm gonna put this up so y'all can see it. There is a recall for high blood pressure medicine. There are 2 of them by this company that they are saying you got to call your doctor. Don't just do your own thing and take yourself off your blood pressure medicine. But they have 2 blood pressure medications that have been recalled for being cancer-causing ingredients that they have in those medicines. Now, good morning, Stacy Blessed One. She is also a streamer, y'all, and I want y'all to get out here and support her ministry. She has the good gospel flowing out there in those Twitch streets. She will bless your whole life. I appreciate you, sis. Thank you for coming in. Now, when I looked at that, and I was like, okay, let me get some Lupin Pharmaceuticals. It's Lupin, Lupin. Lupin Pharmaceuticals is now recalling several batches of the drugs because there are high level of carcinogenic impurities that are in the pills. You know, and this, you know, at the end of the day, this is a little bit of why we understand the reluctance to vaccines, the reluctance to pill taking, the reluctance to all of this, and especially in blood pressure medicine, because who is the highest population with high blood pressure? And they give us these meds and tell us to take them. Do not stop. And please believe me, I'm not telling anybody stop taking your meds, but I'm gonna say it again. If you are getting your meds through Lupin Pharmaceuticals, pay attention, because they're now coming out and saying their medicines are being recalled because of. I'm glad you got your blood pressure under control, and that's the thing. And thank you for saying that, Mel, because I feel like this is something that we need to really start addressing. I know we get these blood pressure medicines, and they just tell you you're gonna take this for the rest of your life. You can get your blood pressure under control. It may take some work. It may take changing your diet. It may take you to stop being sedentary and get up and exercise. There may be several different things that you need to implement. You may need to lower whatever is stressing you out in your life. But listen, beloveds, I'm with Mel. Start working towards getting your body under control so that we're not prey to all these different medications that these pharmaceuticals are pumping in our bodies. Now, I have to say, so I'm gonna put this up here and I'll spell it for you as well. So here we go. If I don't know if you can see that or not. Lupin Pharmaceuticals, y'all. I don't know why I can't talk this morning. IRBESARTAN. I'm gonna spell it again. The first one. IRBESARTAN. If you're taking that and or irbesartan's hydrochlorothiazide, those are the ones that they are saying are coming out with an unusually high amount of carcinogenic material in it. And they're telling you, basically, they're saying, patients, keep taking your meds, but contact your doctor and find out what your alternative treatment is. Keep taking your meds, but call your doctors and find out what your alternative medicine treatments can be. Again, I'm gonna say it again, because those 2 medications for high blood pressure, and the reason why I'm really stopping to take time to pull this out today is because y'all know black folk, I tell people all the time, you can tell a lying prophet real quick because they want to go in and start acting like they prophesying. Over in this section here, I see high blood pressure. Child, if you in a black church over in that section there, probably 90% of the people can stand up and come and get in line talking about you see high blood pressure. But this is a situation I want us to get under control. I don't want to see us continue to be that group that's always in high blood pressure categories. So I really wanted to pull this out today because if you're taking any one of those, and I'm going to spell it again, IRBESARTAN, if you're on those tablets, you need to call your doctor and you need to get an alternative medical treatment instead of that medicine along with their hydrochlorothiazide. So just be aware. I read that this morning. Hey, Shelly Thunder, mama got the pressure. Baby, everybody got pressure. Everybody got pressure. You know what I'm saying? And listen, we got to pay attention. It is probably only that company because it is the same active ingredient for each company, but different fillers. So like you said, beat that thing. That's what I'm saying, Michelle. Thank you for coming. I know you were driving. I didn't know, and I know that more times than not, you're in that process of traveling, but I knew that you could give us some insight here. And that's what we're talking about, the fillers that are in those pills that you are taking. So now, and I like what you said, it's the same active ingredient for each of those companies, but they have different fillers. I'm looking and I'm saying, we trust the medical community. We trust the pharmaceuticals to do what's right by us. So, but you got to pay attention. You got to pay attention. Now, this is in the Men's Health magazine. It was reported to me, but it's not something that's necessarily front and center information. Yes, Lupin is a pharmaceutical company. Lupin Pharmaceuticals is the name of the company that's doing the recall because of the extremely high levels of whatever this carcinogen is, this carcinogenic material that they're using in the filler. So at the end of the day, Lupin Limited is a leading pharmaceutical company from India and is amongst the top 10 generic companies in the world. It started its business in 1968 and over the years has become one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in India and in the world. Thank you for that information, Aguna Badger. I appreciate that. I'm going to read it again for anybody that's interested to know. Lupin Pharmaceuticals, this is information provided to us by Aguna Badger, and I'm assuming that you copied this from somewhere. Lupin Limited is a leading pharmaceutical company from India and is amongst the top 10 generic companies in the world. And so, when they start saying, the generics are good, and I'm not speaking against the generics, but if the generic is full of a bunch of carcinogen, we got the same active ingredient, as Michelle Brownell said, we got the same active ingredient for my blood pressure, but your fillers are full of carcinogens. We need to take a look at that, folks. We need to take a look at that. Take a good look at that. At the end of the day, let me finish reading what he said. It's amongst the top 10 in generic companies in the world. It started in 1968, and over the years, it has become one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in India and in the world. So, come on here, Nathan Lamont. Let's do some simple walking. Let's do some running. Let's do a lot of water. Make sure that you're getting enough water. Your body is majority water, and if you're one of those that you don't want to drink water, then let's start right there. Can we get the right amounts of water per day? Let's start hydrating, folks. Let's start hydrating. But I think even more than that, really, for black folk especially, y'all need to exercise. Too many of us are sitting down doing nothing and becoming very immobile, other than y'all walk to the kitchen, you walk to the refrigerator, you walk to the bathroom, and then you walk back to your faithful trusty chair. We're going to have to change that lifestyle, y'all. But at the end of the day, when we start having situations like Lupin Pharmaceuticals that's coming out and telling us these pills y'all been taking all this time, and I'm like, I feel some kind of way. For the folks that have already downed and gobbled up however many of those pills that they've been put on, and then you come back and say, oh, and by the way, they got high levels of carcinogenic materials in it. We're going to pull it off the market. Well, what's that going to do for the folks that already swallowed them? I don't know. There's just something about that that just goes against my spirit. Check the fillers. Come on here, Kim Possible. Check the fillers, because again, that basic ingredient that makes it that pill across the board with all the pharmaceutical companies, hey, that stays the same, but it's them fillers. It's the fillers. Pay attention. Pay attention. And again, you know, some of us may need to really start having conversations. We might need to start conversations with our pharmacists, because, you know, they'll ask, do you have any questions? Maybe we need to start asking questions about these here fillers, because I don't care about the basic material that's in this pill. I might need to know what's in this daggum filler. So, you know, conversations. Now, I have to say, I have I'm not even using that medicine anymore, but I had a pharmacist who this black pharmacist was on her job, and she would pull my coattail. Yes, she would. I know she's not supposed to, but she would pull my coattail, and I appreciated y'all. And she'd say, hold up. She said, now, she wouldn't tell me any, she would just give me the paperwork, print it off, and read it. She said, I want you to pay attention to this right here. And I'd go home and read it, and that's all I needed to know. When I go back to my doctor, I'd have the next conversation. You know, this is this, and we change that medicine up. Every pharmacist is out there doing, and I feel like she was just my guardian angel that God had given me in that pharmacy. But sister pulled my coattail, printed off, and I mean, it was pages and pages and pages to read. But if it means my life and my health, guess what? I'm going to read it, and I appreciate her for that. So some of these pharmacists out there, I know a lot of them don't want to be bothered, but there are some conscientious pharmacists that are out there, and they're there to answer your questions, by the way. So don't be shy. Don't shy away from asking questions if you have a concern. So, you know, that's all I got to say about that. Mel, come on here with your 20,000 steps a day. Come on with that. I appreciate and applaud you for getting up and moving your body, because that's how we're going to stay well. Nancy, it's super important to stay on top of your meds, because you've been taking lisinopril. Listen, lisinopril. I could say a whole lot about lisinopril, but I don't want to get sued. But let me tell you what, that last statement I just made you, said to you all about my pharmacist revolved around a certain pill that's been named in this chat. And a whole lot of us are on that. And she even, all I want you to do, check it out. This is what I will say. And for some of you that say you're having side effects from certain medications and you're coughing, again, I'm not going to call any names, but it is in the chat. I will say, as the pharmacist said, do not ignore it makes you cough. She said that's an allergic reaction. Your body is saying to you, no, that coughing, all of that you got going on, your body is saying no. And we'll have those side effects, and we just keep on popping the pill, and they're like, oh, that's a normal side effect. That's a normal side effect for somebody whose body is saying no. Let me. This is the pill talking to you. That's the pill talking to you, baby. And so these are some conversations that we need to have. And again, now let me come here, because I kind of got into this conversation the other day with somebody. I will say, the pharmacist that talked to me about the medicines that she wanted me to be clear on, as we got to talking and I got to sharing, and she was like, listen, let me print this off for you, take it home and read it. That conversation, a black female pharmacist. And I'm at the place now, y'all, where I feel like if we can encourage our young black children We need more black doctors. We need more black pharmacists. We need more black nurses. We need, let me say this, nurse practitioners. We need folks out here that can understand the black condition, because number one, it seems like there are a lot of times, and I'm gonna say this, there are a lot of times, and this has been my experience personally, this has been my experience with my family members, close and distant. A lot of times it seems like the folk just don't care. Yes, I said it, y'all. It just seemed like the folks just don't care. And there is a different treatment that needs to be had. I believe this is Yes You O Cube, one-on-one, just me and you, and this is your spiritual thought leader, and you don't have to agree with me, but I feel like there are certain conversations that we can have that I feel need to be had with the black community, that non-black doctors do not care, non-black nurses do not understand, and treatment, listen y'all, treatment needs to be adjusted, and treatment needs to be looked at how it impacts black bodies, because you can't shove down my throat what has a different effect on other folk and then just don't care about me and just keep shoving these pills down my throat when I'm having obvious reactions to them. Now y'all don't have to agree with what I'm saying, but I just feel like, listen, we need to have some more. Good morning, Crazy Berrytown is in the house. This is my streamer. This is my girl. This is my friend. Come on in the room. I love you. If you're not following Crazy Berrytown, I want you to follow her. I see DJ P-Foo in the house. Come on. P for you, P-Foo, whatever. Tell me how to pronounce your name correctly, my brother, because I do want to pronounce it right. But I appreciate you all. Yes, MCP 812 is in the house. Come on, sis. I love you. And yes, I think that we need to understand, we need some people that understand the black body and the black condition, because all bodies are not the same. All medical treatments are not the same. There has to be a level of understanding so that we can get the treatment that we need. Now, y'all don't have to agree with me there, but I really do feel there is an issue. Monica Smith, thank you so much for sharing the stream. I really do feel like there's an issue here in the black community. Thank you. Got you. So that's just my opinion. You're in Yes You O Cubed, one-on-one, just me and you. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black, because I tells it like it T-I-Z tis. And if we're going to change some of this treatment that we're getting out here, and lack of treatment and poor treatment and maltreatment that we get in the black community when it comes to the medical profession, we're going to need some folks that going to get out here and do this thing. Okay. So I wanted to bring that up. And yes, I took a little bit of time there, but our health depends on it. And we can't, a lot of the things that we want to do and execute, we can't do it with sick bodies, y'all. So I'm going to need us to get our bodies well. And as we see in this situation, we need to pay attention, Mel. We need to pay attention. In this situation, when you're taking something that you think is going to heal your body and it's giving you cancer, Houston, there is a problem. So I wanted to touch on that this morning as well. Now, I'm looking, and then what else do I want to, there's some other things out here this morning that I want to touch on. There was a lot happening overnight, a lot that took place. I really want to kind of touch on a few of these things. Still sending out all kinds of love to Snoop Dogg in the loss of his mother, and praying for him. Now, this is one thing that came up I do want to touch on. I don't know if you all been following the Vanessa Bryant story. So while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, basically, we have a resolution where Vanessa Bryant has won her case, and I feel real good about that. So I want to applaud that. So you might say, what was the case that she had? Okay, so if you've been tracking behind the story, you will know that basically Vanessa Bryant found out about the demise of her family members, and it wasn't through proper channels. Now, as she said, she did have somebody that came to her house and told her about the plane crash or the helicopter crash that killed her husband and her child and others as well. But when they came and told her that there had been a helicopter crash, that the family was involved, but there were 5 survivors. That's what she was told on the initial, that there were 5 survivors. And so she said in her mind, she was just so sure that Kobe and her daughter were amongst them because she knew his spirit. She knew his I'm gonna make it attitude. So she was, and I think we are gonna take that position. We would have taken that position. We're just hoping against all hope. If 5 people have survived, surely mine, or at least one of mine, is one of them today. Well, then the next thing you know, somebody from the system is actually showing pictures on the internet of human remains. That's how she found out that her loved ones were deceased. Oh, listen, that had to have been a nightmare. So can you imagine? Now, first and foremost, you're supposed to be securing the scene. You're supposed to be acting in a professional manner. You're supposed to be contacting the next of kin. You're supposed to be doing all of that, but no. Come on, let me get it set up. And the truth be told, I gotta go here. I gotta get it in. Could it be? The devil. Now, you know that ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. And let me tell you what I feel about it. For real. Whoever it was that put those pictures out on the internet, they were looking at, knowing full well, money. Show me the money. Because y'all know, at this day in time, folks are getting paid all kind of money. They getting all kinds of money for pictures. I don't care how gory they are. I don't care how disturbing they are. I don't care if it's a celebrity involved and there's gonna be some. They are out here doing stupid stuff. And so this is what she is filing the lawsuit. And this ain't nothing but this old slimy devil. You get out here, and this is how the wife and the mother of these individuals seeing gory pictures on the internet that definitely confirm my loved one is deceased. And I haven't had a phone call. Now, this is where I have to unshade, because I don't just throw shade, I shed light. This is just dastardly. Because then she had to sue them for that being the way that she was notified and found out that her loved ones were deceased tragically in this accident by looking at these pictures. Now, this is where things get silly with where she's won her suit today. With absolutely no thought to the families of the deceased, Stacey. No thought. Listen, I told you what it was. Somebody said, money, show me the money. I got some pictures. So here we go. And at the end of the day, then they wanted to, in retaliation back against her, they wanted to make her go through psych evals because she said she was emotionally traumatized, and they wanted to challenge, is she really traumatized? Could it be? Could it be? The devil. slimy devil. To which her attorneys argued, you're not going to further traumatize this woman by making her, who in their right mind would challenge somebody that they're emotionally and mentally traumatized by seeing the human remains of their loved ones on the internet when I haven't gotten a phone call, I haven't been notified officially, nobody had the decency of humanity. You're gonna put the pictures on the internet of the human remains and then come back, come on now, and ask and demand that somebody go get a psyche eval to prove that they have been emotionally traumatized? Shame, 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 JoSoFab. That ain't nothing but a shame. Listen, I have to take my, because you know, I'm an unshade, because I don't just throw shade, I shed light. At the end of the day, why is it that our system has found it so appealing to drag people that are already, pay the lady, you talking about cha-ching? Listen, it needs to be going the other way. Pay that woman the money. Yes, Nancy, it was the first responders who leaked the pictures, and no photographs was the thing she begged of them when she knew that they had died. The officers insisted the scene was secure, but it clearly wasn't when you're tweeting them out on the internet. I tell you what, I just, the whole idea that they had the nerve, the audacity to try to insist that she go get checked out before they, listen, this kind of stuff. And these people, you just wonder, how do you sleep at night? For real, for real. How do you sleep at night? And we got to go through this whole shenanigan of going through the courts to fight and argue about something that you plainly did not do correctly. You plainly did not secure the scene. You obviously did not make sure that there were no pictures, because we got them floating on the internet. And then instead of just acknowledging we dropped the ball and we messed up, you want to argue and try to make this lady have to get a psyche eval. I'm just like, Mel, I'm with you. I hope the other folks sue them too. I hope the others sue them too. And listen, these are, come on, Stacy, they are the ones that need to avow for asking that of her. This woman has lost her child and her husband, and mind you, they knew each other. So we're talking about friends and friends' loved one. You're talking about, we always identify, oh, she was traumatized, she lost her husband, she lost her child. All of these people knew each other. So at the end of the day, you're talking about other team members. You're talking about other team members' parents. This woman has suffered a loss that extends beyond just Kobe and her daughter. This woman has lost multiple people, along with the survivors of those other family members that also lost their loved ones. And you want to pull some stuff like this? So at the end of the day, I'm going to come back once more and again, because at the end of the day, yeah, pay her and these pictures. We be out there for life, and she has other children. Come on here, JoSoFab, especially the child who will never know her father or her sister. And those pictures are floating around. Absolutely, Mel. It's supposed to be notification of the next of kin before any kind of information is released. So at the end of the day, this is the beauty of this morning. We woke up and found out she won, that she does not have to go through this stupid psych evaluation. Yes, Nancy, everybody on that plane was closely connected. So, and we just gonna hope and pray. She's a winner. She's a winner. Give Nathan Lamont. She's a winner. So at the end of the day, we just want, I don't want them to say nothing else. I don't want them to say, I'm talking about the county, LA. I don't want them to say nothing else. This is all we want to hear. That's all we want. That's all we want. Now, while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, this story right here, y'all, I'm going to tell you what. This woman that everybody identified as amazing, she was all of the adjectives of positivity that you could name, from North Carolina. And this story broke my heart this morning, in that while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, she was trying to get away from her abuser. And the relative said she was in an abusive relationship and had decided to leave. And yes, the Joker killed her in a murder-suicide. I wanted to bring this in today because we still need to pay attention, y'all. We need to pay attention. I feel like the community, the village, we still need whatever we can put in place to try to help our sisters and our brothers that are caught in abusive relationships to get out. We already know statistically the most dangerous time of their lives are when they decide to leave and try to leave. And I looked at this story, this beautiful 25-year-old that had everything. She had everything at her fingertips. She had worked, she had labored, she had educated herself. She had done all the right things and all the right moves, but got the wrong man. And at the end of the day, I even applaud her that at 25, and no needing us, that we ain't pointing no fingers. We're not, I'm not getting ready to come with a bunch of who shot John, because a lot of us got the wrong person, and let the church say amen. A lot of us got the wrong person, but bless God, we got away. So at the end of the day, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I look at that Josephab, and I look at that beautiful face. I look at that vibrant spirit, and you think at 25 she's been snuffed out, but she was trying to leave. And I look at that and I say, I hope that we as a village can really start coming together in situations where abuse is involved, so we can, I don't know what kind of network, almost like we had the Underground Railroad, and we do know there used to, in the 80s, when there was a lot of talk and domestic violence was getting a lot of attention, they had an underground network that would help women get away. And I'm sure it's still in existence now. But obviously, there are a lot of cases where we're looking and saying we need to step it up. Even if we go back to the young lady that Brian Laundrie killed and then allegedly killed himself. I say allegedly because I don't know if I believe those are his remains or not. We're still talking about domestic violence. And let's not be sleep on this point. There are a lot of people out there that are still being abused. There are a lot of people out there. They're not weak. They're not, so many times we get these narratives that we want to revolve around these people's names and the situation. This sister had it on the ball. Everybody, I read the article, everybody had nothing but accolades in her professional arena, in the educational arena, family, friends, loved ones. Don't think just because they're educated, don't think that just because they come from a good background, don't think that just because whatever kind of false narrative we have around who gets abused and who can get away. Listen, as somebody said, but for the grace of God, there go I. That could have been any of us. So I want us to look at, we have several instances of people here where I live where domestic violence and murder is on the rise. And I mean, you turn around, it's like, how many times are we going to hear this story again? And then it's more impacting because, listen, it turns out these are people that we know. These are people that we have interaction with. People that sometimes we're like, not her. And then let's be real about it, not him, because men are being abused too. Hello, men are being abused out here in these streets too. So at the end of the day, I want us to really take this to heart. We have an escalating number of women that are fighting for their lives right now, going through abusive situations and relationships. And again, we know that the time that you decide to leave, that's the height of danger for that individual. And I hope that we as communities will really, yes, Nathan, I see you. Mental health needs to be addressed. It's a lot of crazy folk out here. There's a lot of people out here that are just acting just off the chains. The pandemic has not done a thing to help domestic violence. If anything, Mel, if you think about it, now you're sheltered at home. You used to at least have the opportunity to get out of the house and go somewhere. But during the time that you were sheltering at home, when it was very strict, and even now, some of that still has not been lifted to the full extent. Think about those individuals, including children, because children are being abused too. So think about the fact that these individuals, where they could get away and at least have a few hours of peace and a few hours of sanity, now you get locked up in the house, and you know, you walking around like a cat on a hot tin roof, and everybody's emotions are escalating, and that pressure is building, and finances are crazy. People are stressed about whether or not they're gonna come home with COVID, or COVID some kind of way is gonna get in the house. I mean, this is really a very, very stressful time for those of us that are not violent and abusive. Imagine what that does to an abuser. So when we look at why these numbers right now are jumping through the roof, and we keep seeing this same story of this young lady, Miss Whitfield, we keep seeing this story repeated again and again and again and again, and the numbers are getting higher and higher and higher and higher. Let's pay attention. Let's pay attention. And this is something I think we have to have a real conversation about too. Am I my brother's keeper? At what point do I intervene if I hear body slamming? If I live in an apartment and I hear body slamming next door, and I hear fist body blows, and I hear people screaming, and at what point do I pick up the phone and dial 911 to get somebody some help? Or how many of us feel it's not my business, it's none of my business, let me just close my eyes, my ears, my heart, and act like nothing is happening over there? Somebody about to die. And this is what I want us to pay attention to as well, because listen, these jokers that are shooting these guns off in these apartments, especially if you live in a multi-dwelling location, but even not in a multi-dwelling situation, bullets come through walls, y'all. Bullets come through walls, to the extent that you have innocent bystanders, folk that don't have anything to do with anything, in the vicinity of the wrong people, and the next thing you know, somebody wakes up dead. So I want us to pay attention, and we gotta care. We can't just ignore it. We can't just act like we don't see it and hear it. If you know something, say something, speak up. And then again, you know, my question in my mind when I read that story is like, God, how can we make some kind of network to help these individuals to get out of these situations alive? Get out of the situation alive. Because again, when you got somebody that's murder-suicide, they don't care. I can't have you, ain't nobody else gonna have you either. Goodbye. Unfortunately, those people are out there, and we got to pay attention. PTSD has increased so much, and 90% of the folks don't even realize they have it. And that's a true word, Aguna Badger. PTSD is a really, 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 number one, let's say it's real, because some people don't believe that it's real. And it's really an issue going on out in these streets right now. And when we talk about trauma, and so let me just stop for the mental health moment. When we talk about the trauma and trauma brain, and traumatized brains of individuals that have seen way too much, they've experienced way too much, that, you know, and you deal with that, and they are still struggling with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, for those that don't know what that is. That post-traumatic stress disorder, and it has the ability to kick in and totally shut you down. These are things. Hey, One Reason in the house. Come on in the room. There's my brother, y'all. There's my brother. If you're not following One Reason, I'm telling you, that's the bishop. Y'all want to follow him. He is just a blessing. He's a whole vibe unto himself. I love you, man. Thank you for coming in the Lion's Den this morning. Appreciate you. So when you understand that there are folk out here with PTSD, and I'm not saying that in a negative way at all, but I do understand that sometimes with PTSD, an individual is in a state whereby they're not able to really function as a person, as themselves. There's something else, that PTSD takes over and something else starts to happen. So at the end of the day, you know, I want us to understand the need for mental health in this country, and let's deal with the traumas that we deal with in life. Don't just act like it didn't happen. I saw a post, as a matter of fact, Nancy posted yesterday, a preacher's wife who posted up a long narrative on her post about herself and saying and speaking out to herself and for herself and to others. We got to stop this in the church acting like ain't nothing wrong, and we're bleeding. I mean just bloody. But I got to come in and I got to say, oh, I'm blessed and highly favored. I got to come in and I got to smile. I got to come in and I got to sing the songs and, you know, look like I'm just having all of this and a bag of chips, because this is what people expect of me, especially in leadership position. And I've not dealt with any of my stuff, and I'm tore up from the floor up. And the pastor's wife basically said on yesterday, I'm sick of it and I'm done. She basically said, I'm sick of it and I'm done. And Nancy, I saw where you reposted that, and my heart went out to her because, you know, at some point, let me give her some applause, because listen, church folk are some of the worst folk for playing games when it comes to mental health. Yeah. She basically was saying, I'm sick of it and I'm done. I want to applaud her because at the end of the day, she's in a fairly prominent, dominant ministry. They have high visibility here in the Kansas City metro area, and they, you know, they carry and wield a lot of weight in the religious community and in the educational system because, you know, you know, I don't have to worry about it because she put it out there. He's an educator, high ranking. You know, they do what they do. They both are professionals. And at the end of the day, listen, we're tired of playing this game. We're tired of playing these shenanigans and acting like ain't nothing wrong when listen, we in trouble and we need help and we need to deal with it. So again, I'm just going to applaud her for being bold enough. I know it took a lot for her to type that and then press send, but she did. We got to deal with it, y'all. We got to deal with it. I see what you're saying, Mel. People they may want to get involved, but they don't want to become a victim themselves. And I understand that. I understand folks are fearing for their lives. I feared for my life. But at the end of the day, I think that we are our brother's keeper. We may have to go some creative ways. How can I help if I definitely know that neighbor and I know of a situation where it was child abuse and the child was getting beat up regularly by mama. And nobody wanted to call. Nobody did call. And at the end of the day, this kid is on the streets by the age of 14. And this is the beauty of it, because at the end of that story, that kid made it on the streets. That's how I encountered him in my ministry. I opened the door to him every time he came by the church, whatever I could do to be a blessing to him. That young man has a house, a productive job, is tenured on his job, is making good money, has a daughter that he's raising by himself, is taking excellent care of her. So everybody doesn't have to turn out a statistic, but they do need somebody to care. They do need somebody to care. And he's a part of my family, just like all the rest of my nephews are a part of my family. We love him. He loves us, because somebody has to take up the cross and say, listen, I'm here for that. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And I am my brother's keeper. I didn't know him prior to the time, but guess what? That's my baby. That's my child. I love him. And he has just a love for the whole family. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. And there are ways to get involved. And again, I said, you may have to be creative, but then I'm that one. I'm not worried about, am I going to get hurt? Is somebody about to hurt me? Is somebody, at the end of the day, we getting up out of here. And I'm gonna help you. Even we gonna fly by night, we gonna flee by night, but we getting up out of here. You're not gonna get beat up every other moment. So whatever it takes, and everybody doesn't have that kind of fortitude, and that's okay. Everybody's not built like me in that regard, because I ain't scared. But at the end of the day, we do have to use some wisdom. We do have to find whatever means we can, but I also feel at the end of the day, we got to get involved. You taught hate in school and deal with the hate all the time. I hear you. I hear it. Growing up in the hood, you thought it wasn't my business until you worked as an assault nurse. These people, male and female, come into the ER so many times without anything being done because they're scared and no support. We got to speak up. Thank you for saying that, Michelle. And I'm going to read that one more time. I want y'all to hear that loudly and clearly. Growing up in the hood, I thought it wasn't my business until I worked as an assault nurse. These people, male and female, and I want to stress that because it's not just women being abused. There are men out here that are being abused. Come into the ER so many times without anything being done because they're scared and they don't have any support. We got to speak up. I believe that with all my heart. I believe we got to speak up. When dealing with hate every day, PTSD is going to happen. I hear you. I hear you. So at the end of the day, they used to say she will be out by the time I get home. Isn't that something? And so at the end of the day, this is a lot. Good morning. LaWanda Baskerville is in the room. She's the mod extraordinaire. Come on in here, sis. Come on in here. Wanda Visions with miracles, signs, and wonders. I see you, dear. Thank you for coming on in the Lion's Den. So I really wanted to take Blessed and Highly Battered, Royal Confessions. Blessed and Highly Battered. I'm glad I saw that because listen, I can tell you right now today, I can think of several, some alive, some deceased, pastors' wives who were abused and battered on a regular basis. And they came to church with neck braces on. They came to church with black eyes. They came to the church with their arms in a sling. They came to church with all of that. And I'm still gonna praise God. Hallelujah. Could it be? Could it be? The devil. Baby, that ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. And on this score, I'm gonna say, listen, it's time to get up off your knees and pray from praying, and we need to take some action. Sometimes we need to take some action and handle your business. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. Handle your business, and I don't care if you are blessed and battered, get out of there. Now, I'm gonna tell you, I look at this story. PTSD is real. A young Independence firefighter took his life. I saw that, Nancy. That was in the news this morning. They finally came out with an article today where his family was speaking to his PTSD and the fact that he killed himself, and the suicide. They're trying to get the word out. So now they're really speaking out about mental health. And since he's come back from the military, things have just not been the same. I got to take these shades off because I don't just throw shade, I shed light. These are real things that we need to talk about. Excuse me, real things that we need to talk about. And so, I want us to pay attention. And I'm taking a little bit time more so today because the numbers are going up, you guys. The numbers are they're going up. So this is an issue when we start talking about, oh, we want to laugh, we want to hee, we want to kiki, spiritual thought leader, this isn't what we want to talk about today, but our babies are dying. Our babies are being killed. Abuse is happening. And PTSD has folk taking their lives. This is something we need to talk about. The same ones we should be able to go to for support are the last ones to seek support from. Come on, come on. They talk about you and put your biz on the streets instead of praying, embracing, and supporting you. It's sad. I hear you, Shelly Thunder. And this is something that we got to wake up to as well. And I do want to say this on behalf of leadership, for those out here. A lot of times, if you can understand how you all feel as congregant and members, I want you to understand that a lot of times leaders feel like they have even less opportunities and options than you have to really talk about their for real issues, because we got an image. And oh my God, image is gonna kill a lot of folk. We got an image to uphold, and we gotta be there and be strong for the people and ignore the fact that I have mental health needs. And I tell you what, I encourage really all of my brothers and sisters. I encourage all of my brothers and sisters that are in the clergy, get you some mental health professionals in your life. I'm not talking about another preacher. I'm not talking about another minister. I'm not talking about your prayer warriors in your church. Get you a professional, mental health professional that you can have, because you need that outlet. KB Browns is in the room. Come on here, KB. That's my friend. That's my friend. That's my friend. I love you, sir. Thank you for coming in the Lion's Den. And we in here talking today. Right now we on mental health. Everybody wants to shout and dance, but nobody wants to address the real. Come on here, Nancy. But listen, if you don't address the real, somebody gonna be dead up in these pieces. Leaders won't dare. Your life would be next Sunday's sermon straight from the pulpit. And you're telling the truth there, Shelly Thunder. And the church would be empty. They would talk about you as a dog, like a dog, as they walked out the door. So I'm telling you, no, you don't talk too much, Aguna Badger, and I'm glad you're telling and sharing your story. Transparency is that's the only way we can function, Nancy. The days and times of playing and pretending like it doesn't happen, those days are over. We got to deal with some real stuff out here in these streets. All right. Now, when we get down to it, the next story, and this isn't new, but they finally have come out and they're talking that Wendy Williams ain't coming back to the show, y'all. Now, why is she still having her name attached to the show, but she's not going to be there? Because her name carries weight and people are going to come to Wendy Williams because of the personality of Wendy Williams. Now, we start talking about mental health, and that's a good segue right there. Now, they're saying it's complications, serious complications from her Graves' disease. Okay, if you say so. And I'm not there. I'm not a doctor that's treating her. However, let's not deny and denounce the fact that my sister has a serious drug addiction problem. And while we look at it, yes, Wendy, while we look at it, we identify on a regular, she was seen numerous times not present while her body was there. Yes, she was seen numerous times on the Wendy Williams show, not present while her body was there. Now, as they said, because you had all these folk out here on the outside looking in, drug addiction. That's me all day long. I'm with you, Michelle Brown. And they talked about how so many of the people, and y'all got to understand this dynamic about celebrity and celebrities. When they get this celebrity and become celebrities, they also oftentimes come with a whole gang of people that now are hanger-oners, that they're paying their bills. They exist and they live and they have the lifestyles that they're able to enjoy because of that person's celebrity. And so that celebrity becomes that cash cow for that whole gang of people. So this is what the issue kept coming up with Wendy, even before it got to this point. And again, the stories are that her Graves' disease, why she can't come back. She's got complications from the Graves' disease. But I also understand that many were aware that the girl was addicted. So at the end of the day, We're praying for your Graves' disease, but let's deal with the addiction as well. Don't just try to play games here, y'all. Y'all know how it is. You in the lion's den. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black because I tells it like it T-I-Z-Tiz. So good morning, Prior Inc. Come on in here. Come on in here. Good to see you. So at the end of the day, lymphedema is one thing she said she has. I got you, Aguna Badger, and I got it. I got it. At the end of the day, Wendy was in there out of her gourd many times. You could look at them glassy eyes and nobody was home, and that was drugs, baby. So now I think that while I'm praying for, I think Wendy really opened the field. She changed the game. She came with another kind of reporting. She was apostolic, if I can use that term. She was a trailblazer. She came out and opened that. And I feel like there's so many issues where she has shown that she needed some help. But this is the point that I'm making. When you are paying the bills for all of these hanger-oners, and you are their cash cow, and you are how they're being fed. I say the same thing about Whitney, y'all. Y'all can get mad at me this morning if you want to. Whitney had all those hangers on. And Whitney, y'all can talk about her like a dog if you want to. Whitney was a phenom, and Whitney is always going to be a one of a kind. But you had those hanger-oners that when you start saying why, a lot of this, and I know she had some issues even before the alleged drug abuse that started. But listen, understand, when people are turning to drugs and when people have addiction, because there is a disease of addiction, not just where I physically, mentally and emotionally and psychologically am addicted, but the physiological changes where homeostasis cannot be achieved unless I have this drug in my system, and my whole system has been modified by use of this drug. We got to deal with those issues and get to the root and stop cutting the grass off at the top, stop cutting the weeds off at the top and never touching the root. We got to get to some roots in these people's lives. So when I read this story that we still won't let this woman go. We still gonna have the Wendy Williams show, but Wendy can't even show up. Y'all ain't ready for me. Y'all ain't ready for me. The woman can't even show up, but you still gonna have the Wendy Williams show. So at the end of the day, good morning, DJ DeForest. I appreciate you, my brother. Come on in here. MC Hammer had that. Come on, that's why he's broke. MC Hammer, you got hanger-oners. And these folks, they make their whole careers being in your entourage. But listen, when you see these folks, good morning, Lady T. Come on in the room. Lady T and DJ DeForce are streamers. I want y'all to follow them. Thank y'all for coming in here. I want y'all to understand, when you have these entourages, the reason why they're an entourage, they getting paid. They're getting paid. That's why you got the hanger-oners. You got families, and this is one thing. Listen, I'm trying to remember which. I think I may have it. I think it was Shaq. Shaq came out. Let me see if I have it. Let me look at my pictures. Shaq came out and he said, "Let me talking to his children. Let me make this ever wit clear. We ain't rich. I'm rich." I'm looking to see if I have that one. We ain't rich. I'm rich. Because this is the confusion that we have a lot of times in the communities. Somebody makes it and somebody is successful, and then all of a sudden everybody starts coming out of the woodwork. And and listen, y'all got to understand, and this may be a word for somebody that y'all need to hear today, because as Keisha Key, come on in here. Good to see you. That's my sister. That's my friend. This is something some of y'all gonna need to have down in your shondo right now before y'all get to your real big jump off. You gonna need to be able to tell people, let me get to it. You're gonna need to be able to tell people, celebrity, my whatever it is that I've made and whatever I've accomplished, I don't owe you. I do not owe you. I can't find it. I thought I had it in here, but I may be overlooking it. But at the end of the day, I loved it when he told his children, we ain't rich. I'm rich. He said, what's going to happen? You go to school. You get an education. You get a grind. You get something that you want to do. And I will wholeheartedly support you in your endeavor after you get your education and after you get your grind started. I will support you. But be it clearly understood, we ain't rich. I am. Listen, Royal Confessions, the ministry of no. Because there are people that are going to hang on to you and bleed you dry if they can. Show up with their hands out every time you turn around. There are folks that smell money. Do you understand what I'm saying? The words that are coming out of my mouth. There are folks that smell money. And every time your cash register opens, they pop up with their hands out. Now, you ain't seen them in years. You ain't talked to them in a lifetime. But every time your cash register rings, I told somebody, some of your family members know your payday and your pay period better than you do. Because every time your payday comes around, here they come with their hands open. When your cash register opens and your blessing and your ship comes in, here they come with their handout and a need. And some of y'all, I'm going to say it once more and again, just like Royal Confession said, you need to adopt the ministry of no. Shelly Thunder, I agree with you. Wendy needs time to heal mentally, physically, and spiritually. The drugs are a cry for help. And that's all I'm trying to say. Let's not glaze over the reality. The woman needs help. And it's not a resolution to her problem. And her circle cares nothing about her because they're sitting back watching her self-destruction. But Shelly Thunder, they getting paid. They getting paid. They getting paid. That's the problem. And it's a sin and a shame.
Shame.
It's a shame.
Shame. Shame.
It's a shame. So at the end of the day, this is where I hope that you all can learn from other people's scenarios. Because listen, everything that's good ain't good for you. Come on, KB Browns. Everything that's good ain't good for you. Break that thing down, my brother. You're not rich, and every time my boys ask me for money, I tell them I will loan them. Come on here, truck driver, and make them sign a IOU note, because ain't no cash cows out here in this piece. This is something they got to learn and understand about money. This is how money works. You don't just walk up to the ATM and money just floats out at you. You got to put money in to get money out. Are y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? So here we got to understand how to get some balance even in these areas. Some of these folk checks are still flowing, Shelly. That's why the Wendy Williams show is going on without Wendy. Listen, I got to do this. Could it be? Could it be? The devil. Baby, that ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. That ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. I need y'all to wake up, smell the coffee. And this is the thing we got to get to understand. Let me take my shades off because I don't just throw shade, I shed light. This is the thing we got to understand. When you come into your money, I don't care if you're in the sport arena. I don't care if you're an entertainer, singing, playing music, whatever the case may be. I don't care if you're an entrepreneur and you get your business built up. I don't care. Fill in the blank with all the different dynamics and whatever you want to say. You got to pay attention. I understand seeding people and I understand giving, but listen, there are some vultures that are circling. And you got to be able to understand the difference. Listen, even in the church, Some of y'all's pastors, some of y'all evangelists, some of y'all preachers, teachers, some of y'all ain't nothing but vultures circling. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. So we got leeches out there that we got to pay attention to. Plant a seed, not a tree. Come on, come on. So as we get into this, they're opportunists. So at the end of the day, I want y'all to pay attention. I need you to pay attention and have the ministry of activate that joker in your life. The ministry of no. So that story, when I read it this morning, I just shook my head and I'm like, this just doesn't even make any sense. This just doesn't make any sense. This ain't nothing but a whole mess out here. Now, that being said, I really want to go here just for these last 20 minutes. We've been talking about we are healers and builders. We are healers and builders. So I want you all to really get some fortitude about yourselves. I want to deal today with the idea, while we're talking about healers and builders, and I'd say this even for, come on here, Crazy Berry Town, the ministry of, it's a ministry, y'all. It's a ministry. I want you to understand that the first healing that I want you all to take care of, the concept, put your own oxygen mask on before you try to put it on your child. I want you to heal and build yourself. I want you to heal and build for you first, before you ever try to step out and do a whole bunch of other things. I love the fact that Dalen 628 came in this morning having accomplished an educational goal for herself. Whatever you need and whatever direction you want to go in. When I talked to you earlier about perfect that concerns you, if education is a part of your perfecting, go ahead and do that. But heal yourself and get yourself where you want to be. I want you to look at all the different areas of who you are, and I want introspection. That's it, Aguna Badger. Look inside first. Look inside first before you look outside one iota. Because if you're not healed and if you're not built up, you really can't heal and build up others. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Some of us need to have a healthy perspective. Where's Mino when we need a phone number? Come on with it. 1-800-555-NO. I love it. Thank you for liking the stream, Nancy. Now, these are some areas that I want us to start getting down in our Shondo. Can we do it? There is nothing wrong with who you are. Some of you are, hey, Royal Clark, come on in here, baby. That's my baby. I love you. I love you. I love you. Oh my God, that's my baby. Oh, come on in here. Come on in here. I want you to understand, I need you to remind yourself of this daily, because some of you have a really, come on, thank you for liking the stream, Key Watts. Thank you for liking the stream. That's my girl. That's my singing buddy. And y'all see, well, I'm not even gonna let that cat out of the bag yet, but I'm gonna tell you, Pointless is gonna bless your life. Pointless is gonna bless your life. Come on, that's my nephew. I love you. You know I love you, baby. Come on in here. Oh my goodness, Royal. And I love his name because, listen, he's gonna always know that he is Royal. Key Watts did that thing. I love you, baby. Now, y'all get ready for what's getting ready to jump off into your life, but I need you to make sure that you're healed first. The reality that Wendy got into this space and created a new genre in this space, and now you got the hangers on that won't let her really heal and get herself where she needs to be. This is all indicative. We got to have healing and we've got to build ourselves. Part of that building of yourself may be making sure you got a good support system in place as you get out here. So this daily reminder, I wanted to put out here, this meme right here. I want y'all to get it. There's nothing wrong with who you are. We all have patterns to unlearn. We have new behaviors to embody, and we have wounds to heal. But there is nothing wrong with the core of who you are as a person. You might be unlearning generations of harm, and it takes time. So this is what I want y'all to understand. I'm going to say it one more time. There is nothing wrong with who you are. We all have patterns to unlearn, new behaviors to embody, and wounds to heal. But there's nothing wrong with the core of who you are as a person. And you just might be unlearning generations of harm. When I talked earlier about the understanding that sometimes the drama that you're healing from has been over a whole series of situations that your generational families have generationally been going through. And so I want you to understand this. I know that we do a whole lot of beat down. And some of you still cannot get yourself into a place where you can embrace who you are. That's why I keep talking about you. You are a ray of the sun. You're a sun ray with all the power, with all the healing elements, with all of the light, with all of the virtue, with all of that. It's in you. Yes, you may be unlearning generations of harm that have been enacted against not only you, but your parents and your grandparents and your auntie and them and your uncle and them. You may be going through the process of unlearning generations of harm that has come down through your family. But I still need you to embrace the core of you. When God created you, he said, it is good and it's very good. I need you to get that down in your shando. Do y'all understand the words? I need you to get that down in your shando because some of you are still struggling to embrace yourself. But you can't get out here and do what you're called to do at the magnitude that you're called to do it if you're still unable to embrace who you are. Am I talking to anybody? When I talk about that story and I remember, show them who you are, T'Challa. Show them who you are. I want this down in your shando. I am one of the sun's rays. I am that light. Shine your light on them. But I need you to shine that light of healing on yourself first. Good morning. Hi, I'm Lex. Come on in here. Come on. You are fabulous. You're fearfully. You're wonderfully made. Appreciate yourself. Love yourself. I began to talk about this the other day. Your body should be your first best friend because your body is your last best friend. From the time that you're born, even through the process of death, your body is right there with you every step of the way. When you do something stupid, your body is there. When you're successful, your body, you could not do and be all that you are without your body, and some of you still hate your bodies. But everything wants to be loved, including your body. I want you to start healing right there. Do you love your body that's serving you, that's supporting you, that's taking care of you? Do you love your body? While you out here trying to love everybody else's body. Ooh, that body. Oh, what are you doing with your body? How do you appreciate your body? How do you love on your body? What do you give to your body? Huh? Do y'all understand what the words that are coming out of my mouth? Love you first and above everything and everyone else. It starts with you. Put your oxygen mask on first. If you're unconscious, if you're knocked out, if you're unfunctional, if you are in a coma, you can do nothing for anybody else. But the thing is, I don't want you to focus on, I'm trying to get this together to do something for somebody else. I want you to get it together for yourself. Love yourself first every day. That's King Coogee. Love yourself first every day. Not just some days. I'm going to make this my day. Love yourself first every day. That is part of the beginning of your healing. Am I talking to anybody? I need you to heal yourself. What have you done for you lately? So I want you to understand this is a place where I need you to love you. If you still are struggling in that area, I need you to press through and keep the healing process going. And don't stop till you get the healing done. I know there's constantly things that are coming into our lives. I understand that. It's a constant journey. It's a constant path. It's a constant changing. But I promise you, when you start getting to a place where you're healed, the impact of the daily transitions of life will not tear you down as it does when you're not healed. Am I talking to anybody? I need you to feel good about you and unlearn. If it's a whole bunch of mess that's come up generationally, don't keep doing it because that's what mama did. Don't keep doing it because that's what daddy did. No, I know you love your mama. I know you love your daddy, but stop the madness. If it's unhealthy and if it's a generational issue that's been going on in your family, unlearn that behavior. Am I talking to anybody in here? I need you to break the pattern, Aguna Badger. There you get. And again, the ministry of no. Some of y'all need to say no. I need you to get that down in your shondo. Get it down in your shondo. Now, the shift starts with you. Come on here. I'm so glad for you, Aguna Badger. It's a beautiful thing when you can break the cycle and start something new. Because listen, give it new for yourself, then give it new to your children, and then your children and your children's children. Let that new, healthy, wholesome way flow through your family. Start it with you. Start it with you. Ain't nothing wrong with it. So at the end of the house, I love it. I love it. I love it. The shift starts with you. Now, I want you all, listen, I want y'all to come here. I'm going to come here just real quickly. I'm going to step on it and I'm going to get out of here with this particular point. But I need you to understand, some of y'all need to let some folk off the hook in your mind, in your heart. Forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you. I want you to come to a point where you begin to understand this basic right here. When you finally learn that a person's behavior has everything to do with their own internal struggle, then it has anything to do with you. Then you can learn grace. I'm gonna say it again. When you finally learn that the person's behavior has everything to do with their own internal struggle, then it ever had to do with you, you can learn grace. I had to come to a point, listen, folk that I felt some kind of way about, folk that I felt like I had every right to be angry. I had every right to be mad. I had every right to be disappointed. I had every right. I had every right. I had every right. And this is what they did to me. This is what they did to me. This is what they said to me. This is how they listen. Their issue has everything to do with their own internal mess. It ain't got nothing to do with me. When I released that into my atmosphere, when I released that energy into my mind, when I released that energy into my emotion, it also released them from having me in the bondage of unforgiveness. And believe it or not, that is what really allowed me to show grace towards them. Now, I'm not saying I got back and got all up in their face and this and that and the other. It's not me, it's them, Shelly. If we could ever understand that. And right now today, folks can come at me with all kind of madness, with all kind of insanity and craziness. I'm not moved. Why? Because listen, whatever's going on in your world, that's inside of you. That ain't inside of me. I'm not going to take your issues on and make them my issues. Am I talking to anybody? I'm not going to allow you to come into my space and make your issues my stuff. That's going on inside of you. Has nothing to do with me. I need somebody to hear that. Has nothing to do with me. So then at this point, listen, I'm at the point now where it's like, y'all, listen, you're not going to saddle me down with a bunch of mess. You're not. And I can still smile at you. I can still interact with you. I can still flow with you. Whatever. To the extent now, if you just acting crazy, I know how to distance myself from you and leave you where you stand. But with no kind of animosity and anger in my heart, that's your problem. That's not my problem. That's your problem. Understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. That's your problem. This allows me to be healed, and this allows me to build myself. Are you understanding the words that are coming out of my mouth? I don't have time to take and hold all of these grudges, and I'm holding all of this anger, and I'm holding all of this animosity, and I'm holding all of this. Some of y'all got revenge in your heart, holding all of that. I don't have time to hold all of that. I'm dropping all of that because I understand your issues are yours. I'm not getting ready to hold your stuff because I've got to build. You understand the words? I've got to build what I'm building. I don't have time to carry your baggage as if it's mine. And I want some of you all to understand that some of you all have been carrying other folks' baggage. Your molester. Listen, and I almost, let me rephrase that because it's not yours. Because yours is ownership. The molester is a molester. They're not yours. I'm gonna say that again because somebody may have missed that. The molester is a molester. They're not yours. They don't belong to you. You don't belong to them. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I need you to release the ownership. I need to release the ownership. That's their baggage. That's something that's going on inside of them. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Now, I'm going to take the situation that has occurred in my life, and I'm not going to be a victim. I'm going to be a victor. I'm not going to be a Tim. I'm going to be a Tor. I'm a victor, not a victim. Do you understand the words that are coming in out of my mouth? Let this stuff go so you can heal. Am I talking to anybody? Now, in addition to some of that process, somebody said, but spiritual thought leader, I've been trying and I can't. I've been trying and I can't. Get you a therapist. There's nothing wrong with it. Some things are traumatic. Some things are traumatizing. Some things are almost stop you dead in your track scenarios. Get you a therapist and work through that stuff. Do you understand the words that are coming through my mouth? It's nothing wrong. Mish is a streamer. Thank you for coming on in the room. I love you, sis. Please follow and like her stream. She will cook you right on into heaven. Now listen. Get you a therapist if you can't do it on your own. I ain't talking about the pastor. I'm not talking about your best friend. That's good for support. I'm not talking about the prayer group. Listen, that's all fine and good. That's support. But when you talk about I'm ready to be healed, get you a therapist. If you can't work that thing out and as you're struggling with it, and I want you to understand, it's not a bad thing. That's why I keep coming back to and trying to normalize it in the black community, in black folks' minds. It's nothing wrong with getting a therapist. It's not a bad thing. You don't have to be about to lose your mind and kill yourself to get a therapist. And there's nothing wrong with you for having one. Can I say that to you all? Because at the end of the day, I need you to progress and go someplace else. But you got to do this thing for you. Am I talking to anybody? You got to do this for yourself. Let some folk go. Let some folk go. Some of y'all are out here with this defeated idea. I want to throw this in right quick too. Nobody loves me. I just want you to know, when you let go of that mindset, I am lovable. When I understand and feel good about myself, when I understand and start letting go of folk that are holding me in bondage because I haven't forgiven. Listen, I want you to then recognize you still haven't met all the people who are going to love you. I ain't sitting out here waiting on it, but I'm aware. Listen, I'm not worried. I'm not tore down. I'm not tore up from the floor up. All the I love this person. They did me wrong. I love that person. They did me. I'm done. I ain't done. I haven't met all the people that are going to love me. And I'm not out here trying to make folk love me. Disco Darren is a streamer in the room. Come on in here, Disco Darren. He is a streamer. Please follow him. Please check him out because he will bless you. I promise you he will. Thank you for coming in the Lion's Den. So we got this whole mindset, some of us, that, oh my goodness, ain't nobody loving me. Ain't nobody. Do the people even know that I'm here? Listen, you just shine your light and your light will attract the people to you that are supposed to be in your world. So I want you to come to the point where you understand. I want you to get to a point where you know when I really, really shine my light, my true sun ray, when I really, really, because there's healing in that light. There's deliverance in that light. There's miracles, signs, and wonders in that light. When you really get in the power of your light, it will attract people to you that really love you. And so I go out every day. I don't know who I'm going to meet today that's going to love me. I'm not worried about it, but I just know there's more people out. There's more rain in the clouds, as the old folks used to say. There's more rain in the clouds. I still haven't met all the people that's going to love me. And I approach life with that positive attitude. I ain't worried about it. I'm not, listen, because I know at the end of the day, the light that God has given me, people are going to be attracted to it. If I'm genuine, don't y'all get out here faking, phony, and putting on. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't try to be somebody else. Don't try to meet other people's expectations. Don't get out there being phony and fake. When you shine your genuine light and you allow yourself to show them who you are, I guarantee it's going to make all the difference in the world. Come on, Shelly Thunder. Let yourself be healed. It's okay to seek professional help. Love yourself enough to know you can have healing in your mind and body. Live in the light that God has placed in you. Release the toxic and live in the abundance. Come on here. That's it, Shelly. I'm going to drop this last bomb and we out. You know why? Because at the end of the day, there's something in you. There's a gift that's going to make room for you. And then I heard Nathan Lamont, the gift, say this the other day. And you be sure and make room for your gift. You heard that? The gift will make room for you, but you also be sure to make room for your gift. Some of you all, when I talk about perfecting the things that concern you, healing the thing inside of you, building yourself up, getting your support mechanism, getting the ministry of no. Get it down in your shando, children. Get it down in your shando. The ministry of no will bless your whole life. Then take your gift and let that gift make room for you, and you make room for your gift. Because at the end of the day, this one right here really spoke to me. Working 5 days just to be free 48 hours just don't sit right in my spirit. I'm talking to the folks that are ready to work your jelly and let that gift make room for you. I want y'all to get that down in your shando. You have something that's been deposited. I love you, Stacy. Have a blessed day. You got something deposited down in your shando that says there's more to your life than working for everybody else like a Hebrew slave just for you to work 5 days and be free 48 hours. I'm gonna let that sit on the screen till somebody gets that down in their shando. Somebody needs to absorb that by osmosis. Somebody needs to just soak that right on up into your spirit. Working 5 days just to be free 48 hours. That sounds like slavery to me. I want you to understand that your gift will make room for you. And again, I want you to make room for your gift. Whatever it is that God has given you, whatever it is that God has blessed you with, I want you to sit down and think about that. Allow it to come forth, write the vision and make it plain. Listen, when Crazy Berrytown was talking on Friday, whether it's the elderberry, whether it's the Zumba, whether it's sitting in her class where she's professor, or if it's a whole nother bag. And listen, I'm gonna tell you what, no more Royal Confessions, no more working 5 days just to have 48 hours. Y'all, I'm trying to get you somewhere. I'm trying to get you somewhere. We are healed and we are building ourselves first. I heard as she began to talk, and as a matter of fact, let me tell you this. So DJ Wild Rose Onyx Heart is coming on Friday in the 8 o'clock hour, and she's going to share around 8:30. I want y'all to come in the room. 8:30. I want y'all to come in the room. She's going to share because, listen, Crazy Berrytown, as you begin to talk, Royal Confessions, you missed it. It was powerful. You got to go back on demand and watch it. She was powerful. She comes on. Listen. Crazy Berrytown, as you begin to talk, I started getting whispers of people. You hear me, Crazy Berrytown? I started getting whispers from people that were being pricked and touched, dealing with their grief, dealing with their sorrow, recognizing some things. You understand what I'm saying, Crazy Berrytown? This is why I'm telling you, you are a healer. Miracles, signs, and wonders coming from your ministry of healing, your gift of talking and allowing people to talk about grief, because there's a whole lot of people that are full of grief. Yes, I'm telling you. So as I got those whispers, as I got those contacts, as I got those reach outs from people that were touched by when you started talking about the grief, you know what I knew? I knew right then there's a plethora, a myriad, an innumerable number of people that need to talk about and deal with grief. You're sharing open doors, open windows, cracked open spaces and places. And I'm telling you, that gift is making room for you. When DJ Wild Rose Onyx Heart said, I realized while Crazy Berrytown was talking, and she's going to come on Friday and share 8:30. I realized I need to share. I need to open up. I need to talk about. I need to listen. This is how God works. And we talk about the lions roaring, and your roar woke up folks in that area, woke up folks in that category, woke up folks and put something else on their mind. Do y'all hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? So much so, even as you said, the man that had a thought and began to go forward in opening that door, and now you got folks coming by the millions. I'm telling you, Crazy Berrytown, you're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear it. And I'm looking and I'm saying, as you get out and about and do what you're doing, and the gift and the anointing, and it's making room for you. Listen, that 5-day week for just 48 hours, the Lord said, no, I'm getting ready to do something totally different with you. And you already have seen and understood to have a different flow. You calling that town crazy, but listen, it's good crazy. Berrytown is good crazy. You ain't seen nothing yet because it's about to really get crazy. And so I'm listening and I'm talking to each of you that are out here. I'm listening and I'm sharing with each of you that are in place. Disco Darren 1966, come on here. DJ Onyx Heart, everybody. I don't have the place and time one by one and name by name. I want you to understand the newness. This is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. And this day that he's made for you to walk in your space and your place, this day that he's made for you, I'm rejoicing in it and I'm glad. I really, really am. And I'm telling everybody, get yourself aligned, Get yourself in position. It's about the positioning. It's about the positioning. I said this the other week when it said, listen, understand when the pandemic came, money didn't leave the earth. It just changed hands. You got to position yourself where you're not the one that's always giving money out. You got to position yourself in your gift. Your gift will make room for you, but you give room for the gift. You make room for the gift. Position yourself. Allow yourself to be healed. Allow yourself to be built. Learn the ministry of no. And the ministry of yes. I'm going to say this and I'm out of here. Y'all remember Shonda Rhimes? She said 1 whole year. And the year that was her breakthrough, 1 whole year, she said yes to everything. And she said it was absolutely, positively amazing what the year of yes brought into her space. Some of y'all need to say yes, because some of y'all been saying no to all the time. You need to stop saying no and start saying yes. Am I talking to anybody? Whew. Come on with the confirmation, Crazy Berrytown. I appreciate you because truly the hand of the Lord is strong on you. And we're here to break down the walls and deconstruct the walls between the sacred and the secular. To breed what? Balance. We got to have balance to give us freedom. Are y'all hearing me? And success. We are successful people. We are successful people. We are successful people. I'm good. I'm good. Oh, come on. To build a positive, come on here, DJ The Force. You are the force. Build that positive community. Build that positive community. Do your thing, DJ The Force. Do it, do it, do it. And enjoy your life in the process. Oh, my. Ask, come on. That's the sermon that we preached the week before last. Ask and it shall be given you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open. For everyone who asks, come on, receives. The one who seeks finds, and the one who knocks, the door will be open. Come on, Shelly Thunder. Come on. It's a season of higher. It's a new, come on here. It's a new octave. It's a new strategy. It's a modulate. Y'all know, and we talked about this at my brother's homegoing celebration. The song didn't stop. We just changed keys. You know how you start in C and then you modulate up to C sharp. You leave C sharp and you modulate up to D. You leave D and modulate up to E flat. Leave E flat, go on up to F, then go on. Listen, we're modulating. This is the modulation. Do you hear me? We're getting that energy, modulating it up. Am I talking to anybody? It's our season. It's our season. It's our season. It's the season of no and no. K-N-O-W and N-O. Both of those seasons. Come on here. So as we come into this place in your life, in your journey, pay attention. Because this is the time of your lives, beloved. These are the times of your lives. I'm telling you. These are the times of your lives. That's your squall in B flat. Come on here, Nathan. Squall me on up out of here. We're modulating, y'all. We're changing keys. We're going up octaves. It's fever pitch in the house, y'all. It's fever pitch in the house. Let's go. Now, what I want to say as I get up out of here today, it's your season. This is your day. God grant us great success. Psalms. I want you to get that down in your Shondo. 118, 24, 25. This is the day. God has made it. Talked about knocking on the door. Don't just stand there. The gift's making room for you, and you're making room for the gift. All of this after you've healed and built yourself up. Build yourself. Love yourself first every day. Love yourself first every day. That's where it starts. Put your oxygen mask on first. Love yourself. Make sure you're fully oxygenated. Love yourself first every day. Make sure you're fully hydrated. Love yourself first every day. Get out here and move your body. Take care of your physical flesh body. Love yourself first every day. Then move on to the next. Then move on to the next. Then move on to the next. Because we are our brother and our sister's keeper. And so you know what that means to me? I'm here for Shelly Thunder. I'm here for DJ Onyx Hart. I'm here for DJ The Force, KB Browns, The Gift, Nathan Lamont. I'm here for all of y'all. We're here for one another. That is what we are building. We build ourselves and then we build one another. And we all gonna eat. That's what One Reason told us. Yes, come on, preseason, regular season, and postseason. Come on and preach One Reason. With precision, I might add. With precision. We're preseason, regular season, and postseason. Y'all preaching up in here. I love it. I love it. I love it. As I said earlier about the world rotation has slowed down. This is because God has given us a chance to make the shift. Come on, truck driver. Prophesy on the house. It's a shift. My God, don't get me started. And suddenly, woo, come on here. Y'all are feeding me this morning. Get ready, because it's happening. Now, get up this morning, whatever you need to do. And I want you to make this a part of your daily regimen. Whatever you need to do, take care of yourself first. Take care of yourself first. You hear I said, take care of yourself first. And in all of your taking care, please, 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 don't forget your body. Am I talking to anybody?
Oh, I feel for my
Well, I feel for my brother and I feel for my sister. This has been another edition of Yes You O Cube, one-on-one, just me and you. I am your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman. You hear my words on today. We are healers and we are builders. But the first thing you got to do, put your oxygen mask on first. Heal and build yourself. I love you and I appreciate everybody that came in the room. I hope and believe and pray that something I said has been a blessing to you on this fine day. Now listen, I'm out there, y'all. I'm out there in these streets. I want you to follow me. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Patreon, Twitter, Twitch, Anchor, Discord, and more, y'all. Mike City said, I'm in your house. You just don't know it. Listen, I want you to get that mantra down in your shando. I am all powerful in love. Build yourself up in your most holy faith. I am all powerful in love. God hasn't given me intimidation. God hasn't given me a spirit of fear. I have power, I have love, and I have a sound mind. And greater is he that's in me than anything that's out here in this world. And so I can do all things through the love that strengthens me. I am all powerful in love. And this is the way we're doing it, y'all. We're not just talking about change, but we want to be the change. Yes, we are. And we're doing this thing together because it's us, you, me, we all. We're all working together to get this village to a place. We're about to change the world. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? We are changing the world. And I want you to know, I appreciate everybody that's coming here. If you're in those Twitch streets, please copy that raid train message and follow us in the raid. Crazy Berry Town, it's you, baby, it's you. Receive it and run with it, as is everybody in here. But sis, I want to tell you, it's your season and it's your time. Michelle Browno, Shelly Thunder, and the Rebel Inc. 3 of the best mods in the world. I appreciate every last one of you. Mod love to you on today. You are a blessing to this stream. You are a blessing to Spiritual Thought Leader, because y'all feed me, you cover me, and you take care of me. And I want you to know I appreciate you. Yes, I do. Now, that being said, we gonna get on up out of here. I appreciate everybody that came in and everybody that has heard the words that are coming out of my mouth. I want you to think about this thing. It's your season. This is your day, the day that the Lord has made. Now, come on, let's rejoice in it and be glad. I love you. Follow this raid train, and please have peace for your journey.
I feel for my brother. Oh, no, no. Feel for my brother. I wanna go home. Feel for my brother. I won't forget you, no. I feel for my brother. I feel for my brother.